Oh, cool. Yes, it is. Where am I calling the order? Call the Board of Trustees special meeting to order. If we all stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Barb, do you have a flag down there?
Yeah, right. I couldn't
Okay,
see one.
just wondering. Just, stand looking at the
I
courthouse.
looked at a stamp. Does that count?
Oh, there you go. The stamp is fine, sure. Roll call by clerk.
Ermeling,
Here?
Feeny,
He said he's gonna not be here.
Maloney,
Here?
Minell,
Here.
Jean,
Here.
White,
Here.
Zagami.
Here. Public comments at this time. Is there anybody else on Zoom, other than Yi and Barb?
Greg Johnson's on.
Greg Johnson from Ellers, okay. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you.
Got any public comments? And for a third time, any public comments? Hearing none, move to resolutions number 4. Resolution number 2022-005. A resolution awarding the sale of $7,345,000 to general obligation building bond series 2022A.
Motion to approve.
Greg's gonna talk about.
Yeah, we gotta-
Sale there.
Yeah, okay, yep. Hold that thought, Barb. Greg?
Greg, you want me to stop sharing?
Yeah, if you can stop sharing, I'll share my screen, and thank you.
There we go.
Well, good afternoon. So you have a copy of the sale report for the bond sale that was conducted this morning. Just to kind of recap the purpose of this bond issue. This is financing a portion of the overall municipal building complex project that was related to the building for the housing of machinery and equipment. So portions of the public works aspect of the project. We received 5 bids this morning on the bonds. The low bidder was Northland Securities out of Minneapolis. Their final true interest cost came in at 2.4309%. The total of principal and interest due on the bonds over its 20-year life came in $58,282 less than our pre-sale estimate. Due to largely lower cost of issuance expenses, we were able to downsize the amount of the bond issue by $10,000. So there was a copy of the final resolution that was sent out by the village's bond council after the sale today. So the final par amount will be $7,335,000. I'm just going to go through a couple of the tables that are included in the report. We'll start following the executive summary is the bid tabulation. This lists all of the bids that were submitted by the 5 bidders. So kind of good distribution in terms of bidders from throughout the upper Midwest, and 1 bidder even from Oklahoma City. So 5 bids is certainly a strong number of bids for this bond sale. In terms of the debt service schedule, that can be found on page 2. So this shows the principal and interest that will be due on this bond issue over the next 20 years. So total principal and interest came in at $9,441,763. Again, that is $58,282 less than our last pre-sale estimate. In terms of the big picture of kind of the village's multi-year capital plan, we went over this analysis when the bond issue was initially authorized by the village board, but just want to briefly summarize it again. So in table 3 on the far left-hand side is all of the village's existing general obligation debt, what is repaid by the levy. So you'll see your debt service levy, is decreasing, which allowed the opportunity to kind of layer in this proposed debt issuance and future debt issuance. So we show in this model, kind of modeling out future debt issuance for your existing capital improvement plan projects from 2022 through 2026. When we account for portions of those issues that could be paid by water, sewer, and stormwater utility revenues, we arrive at your debt service levy for existing and proposed debt. So really, this model is really identical to what we had presented previously when the bond issue was initially authorized. This model includes this bond issue, future refinancings for the interim financing for the balance of the municipal building complex. Portions of that were funded through interim bank notes. Those will be refinanced later. That's incorporated into this analysis, as well as new capital investment as well. So all that taken into account, the debt service levy is projected to increase by about $275,000 per year if all of those projects were to be funded over the next several years. So that is right in line with the target that we had presented previously. So this just kind of shows kind of the big picture impact of not only this bond issue, but future debt issuance over the next several years. In terms of the village's borrowing capacity, this is similar to what we presented previously before. Your borrowing limit, the amount of principal outstanding of general obligation debt cannot exceed 5% of the village's total equalized value. So at the end of fiscal year 2021, the village was at about 30% of its debt limit. With all the financings that we've modeled here out over the next several years, the village would still stay under 50% of its debt limit. So that's within your policy that the village has established. Finally, I just want to speak to the credit rating that was received from Moody's Investor Services. The village's existing rating of AA3 was affirmed by Moody's. I want to commend Keith, Jessica, and Jenna for the great job that they did on the rating call in terms of giving the Moody's analysts a good overview of the village's financial position and economic development activity within the village. A lot of positive comments noted in this report. Really, they continue to note kind of the village's strong financial position, good financial health, and really the consistency that you have from year to year. So credit to village board and staff for the good financial management that you've had at the village. So encourage you to read the report at your leisure. Provides a nice third-party assessment of the village's overall financial strengths and your economic profile as well. So the action item on the agenda was just the resolution, again, noting that the final borrowing amount came in at $7,335,000. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Any questions of Greg? Barbara Yee, any questions?
Well, the only thing is, but I see the true interest cost, that includes the cost of issuance and everything else, correct?
It's kind of a blend of all of the yields, the individual yields that you'll pay each year. It doesn't include the issuance expense, but does kind of take into account the time value of money for over the life of the bond issue.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Thank you, Greg.
You're
Good
welcome.
job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Yep, everybody. Okay, Barb, you ready?
Yes. She can put it on the screen so I can read it correctly. Okay, I make a motion to approve resolution 2022-005, a resolution awarding the sale of $7,345,000 general obligation building bond series 2022A.
Motion by Ermeling. Second by Manel.
And I think
What, go ahead.
the dollar amount should be, I think, $7,335,000, correct?
That's correct. That's based on the adjustments on the sale
Oh.
bid results today.
So wait a minute, what's the next number?
$7,335,000.
Oh, 335.
45, because,
So take 10 off.
yes.
Okay. Barb, wait, Steve, do you amend?
Yeah, that's fine.
And Barb, you amend?
Yes,
Okay, so the correct amount is $7,335,000.
right.
Any more on the discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Opposed? Unanimously carried. Thank you, everybody. Remarks from trustees. Yee?
None from me.
Barb?
No, nothing. How is the snow?
Only about a half an inch. It's all done. The sun's out. It's 45 degrees.
White and cold.
Yeah, never mind. No, it's yucky. If you go out west, it's anywhere from 14 to 16 inches out in North Dakota, Minnesota. And
Wow.
really, really icy down in Milwaukee today, really bad, especially in the morning. Right here, we
Okay.
got about 2 inches. There's a layer of ice in there, so it's pretty slippery.
Well, that's what I was kind of, watching and I couldn't, but it doesn't always happen as they say. So that's
Yeah.
why,
And Renee Hodell had to drive to work without a windshield wiper, so she's
oh,
gotta get that fixed. I walked out with her, walking in. She's holding it. Trustee White,
Nothing, sir?
trustee Sagami,
Nothing.
trustee Minell,
Nothing.
and nothing for myself. Good job, everybody.
Trustee Jones?
I thought I hit E. Oh, I did. E, I'm sorry. I did. I thought he was first. I took him first.
Thank you.
Right. Nothing for myself, other than a great job on staff, super job. Our next future meeting is March 12th, a regular board meeting at 6 o'clock. March 15th, did I say 12? Shoot. And looking for a motion to adjourn. Move to adjourn by Zagami,
Second.
second by White. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Enjoy your evenings, everybody.
will do.
Okay. Good stuff.